I'm actually here today with my dude SKD. What's up, Scott?
Not much, Andy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay right now. These are weird times, definitely. Um, since all this virus stuff has happened. This is like my I don't know. I've gone through week 1 of working from home. I don't know. I feel like I've been in isolation for a week. And I'm like prepared to start week 2 the same way. But I don't know, like we're only like 45 minutes apart. So like what's going on where you're at right now?
About the same. It is kind of weird. The big inconvenience I've noticed is if you want to go grab something to eat, it's all drive through or pick up. So there's a Culver's right by my place, right around the corner. So they got like this makeshift drive through. So that's always out and around the parking lot. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, it's kind of been the same. I go to work, and when I'm done with work, I like to shoot right home and not leave. So,
Yeah, so like I was telling my buddy Tony too said like this is the perfect time if you're already a homebody because you can just stay home and it's just like normal.
right. Yep. Nope. Yeah, and I'm sure you're running into this along with everyone else. It's like, you go to the grocery store and some shelves are completely cleaned out and other stuff is still there.
So
So,
when did you start going to the grocery store? Like did you so like cuz this has been happening now, there's been kind of panic and stuff around here for the last couple weeks. But like when did it start where you were like, "Oh shit, I should probably get some stuff."
it's probably been, I don't know, a week and a half, maybe. I don't think it's been quite 2 weeks, but Amber does most of the shopping. So she went one day and, all the toilet paper's gone, all the hand sanitizer's gone. She said she went into like the meat aisle and all of that was gone. But we went like a couple days later and, just for just little things, nothing. We didn't need anything. We just kind of went to grab a few things. So, same thing. Toilet paper's gone, but the bread was all stocked back up. So it hasn't been too bad, but
So I feel
yeah.
like so 2 weeks ago it was like I guess technically like college spring break, right? So I was taking Thursday and Friday off anyways to hang out with Katie and Emily, right? So
hmm
I'm off. So like I think it was like Thursday. I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which day. But I started hearing about like, the toilet paper and paper towel are gone at Walmart, right? Started hearing that. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm off anyways. I'm going to go to the store and like see what's going on. So
hmm
I go and I go and looking around. So I must have been to the store in those couple of days. Like I made maybe like 2 or 3 runs. So like I went to like Walmart and then I went to like one of the other local grocery stores. So I'm like, I think it actually started where I was up. It was Thursday because we went up looking at couches again. So we're looking at
Okay.
new couches and then hearing all this stuff online. I think someone posted on Facebook. So like on our way back, we stopped at a Target and like the shelves were completely empty, where all the toilet paper and paper towel and stuff were. And then so I'm like, oh man, I guess we better better stop somewhere else. So then we went to a grocery store and this was up by Maguanago. So like we hit another grocery store there and same thing. Paper towel, toilet paper gone. And then I ended up picking up like finally went to like a Walgreens. I'm like, I'm gonna hit Walgreens, and they had like a few rolls. So I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna grab this real quick, just in case. So
hmm
then it was like the next morning, I'm like, okay, something's going on here. I better like stock up on some supplies, right? Because I'm seeing like, oh, I'm hearing things online that this is probably gonna be a while. I better have like the essentials, you know? So I think like I went and stocked up, got a few things, tried to find enough toilet paper. I think my mom was able to find some by where she was at, you know, kind of thing. So that whole like weekend or my days off was basically spent like, you know, trying to find things for survival. You
Scrounging.
know, and then I feel like I feel like it's gotten worse and worse. So like this weekend is when they announced that Illinois was going to be on, you know, like stay at home lock mandatory, like, I don't know if you call it lockdown or, you know, whatever. But I was like, oh man, I'm like, this is even going to get worse. So, you know, I went out again. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I want to say, like, dude, it is like worse than it was a week ago. Like, just people are
Really?
nuts. Like, it's just madness. Like, there's like plenty of room. And I just went to a smaller grocery store, but there was like plenty of room in the store, and like nobody's like distancing themselves from each other. People running into each other's carts. Like, they're taking like
Oh my
taking
God.
like all the meat. And what I found was weird, like weird things, like all the cottage cheese would be gone, and like all the like ground turkey is gone. Like, they're starting to clear out meat, and then like still, you know, you can find like a few rolls of toilet paper here and there, maybe some paper towel as the stores get it back in. You're just kind of lucky if you're there at that time. But then it was like, you know, just the other things we're taking, like bread would be gone. Like, you're down to like the last couple loaves. It might not be the kind you like, but it's bread, you know. Or like
Right.
they'd have like, oh, a package of buns. So like, but I didn't like need that stuff. So I was there actually like looking for some other stuff, and I'm like finding everything I needed for a couple recipes for the weekend. Like, I'm looking for cilantro and like just stuff that like nobody cares about. And but I, you know, I'm still grabbing like a few like essentials that I see when I'm seeing, like, I went and got some more hand soap, like things like that, because I don't want to run out. But like, I
Right.
don't know how long this like stay at home stuff is even going to be. I don't know how long it's going to last. So I just want to make sure like I don't really have to go anywhere unless I need to. But it was like crazy. And then like, you know, they don't have any of the hand sanitizer wipes when you walk in the door anymore to like wipe down the cart, or they had like some at the cash register, like the Purell pump, you know, at the register.
Oh yeah.
And then like they're suggesting like use Apple Pay, don't use cash, kind of a thing. But like,
Oh my.
but people were like going crazy, dude. Like, just like running into each other, grabbing all this stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I hope it's not like this forever. Like, it was just nuts. So I don't know, is like that kind of thing going on there still? Or like, is it just, do you see it getting worse, or have you just not been out?
I know we were out yesterday, but we didn't go to the stores, you know, other than, you know, we hit up a drive-through to grab a bite to eat, but other than like, you know, like going into stores, like I haven't. But all the grocery stores, you know, what is it, like Costco's, the Meijer, like all of those I've seen have all been packed. So I'm sure it's all the same.
Yeah.
But
Like, I didn't even want to go to, so I had to take our youngest, our not our youngest, I always say youngest because she's the smallest, but our middle dog Lola, because she's the tiniest. I had to take her to the vet yesterday. She's been having some like issues with like her, I didn't know if it was like spine, or it sounds like it's with her neck. But I had to
okay.
go take her in the morning because she's been in a lot of pain. I'm like, I didn't want her to, you know, have any pain over the weekend. So I like rushed up to the vet, and they had it where like, you just pulled up and they came out to the car and got her and like walked back in to do the appointment. And then they did everything, you know, from the car window, like the transaction
Right.
of money, like whatever, you know, prescriptions, that kind of thing. But while I was there, I was like, oh, it's real early in the morning. Again, I was like, I'm going to hit Walgreens real quick just to see what's up. But I was surprised, like, yeah, I saw all the cars at the because at first I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go to the grocery store, and the parking lot was packed. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay away from that because I didn't want the same scenario as the day before. And like I saw it too, like even when I was at Walmart, I looked down the medicine aisle because I was like, oh, maybe, I might need more medicine for the baby or something. See what's there. And like the whole medicine aisle was like cleared out.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm like, why are people doing that? Because how do you know what fights this? Like, why? What are you buying right now? Because whatever you buy could like make it worse. It could possibly make it better or barely do anything at all. Like, how do you even know what to buy?
Right.
I was just like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, just the stuff you can't find right now is weird. It's just weird what people are hoarding.
Like a buddy on our bowling team, because everything got obviously is on hold right now. So I was making the calls to telling people like, hey, all right, yep, you don't have to go to bowling on Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. We'll keep you posted on when it gets going again. And he was just, talking about, like he said, all the people are grabbing up all the milk, and it's like, I don't know if you can do something to milk to make it last longer, but he's like, they're grabbing like 3 gallons of milk, and it's just
dude. Like I can't remember like the last time I even drank milk, dude. Like I know, like we have milk for the baby, and that's it. But that stuff doesn't last. You gotta use it within a week. Like you said, it doesn't last forever. I don't think you can freeze it.
Yeah. So,
but
that's what I was at. Oh, go
ahead.
Well,
I was just gonna say, like I cleaned out just the other night. I cleaned out our a deep freezer. Right, I cleaned that out of like all the old stuff that you have in a freezer that you're not using or is expired and stuff, just to make room for like maybe stuff I could freeze, and hang on to, for like however long it's going to be. But I'm trying to get like legit stuff I know we're actually going to use, and not just like things we're never gonna use if we have too much of it. But like on Amazon, like you can't even buy stuff on Amazon right now. Like any like toilet paper or like Lysol wipes, a lot, even like baby wipes. It's been like a week and a half, and I'm finally gonna get order of baby wipes that I put in on Amazon. Gosh. But like they're out of stock of stuff because people just been going crazy, buying up all the stock. I saw some guy in Canada, and I read somewhere in the US too that they just bought thousands and thousands, like 17,000 or something. Boxes of Lysol wipes and stuff to like then have them like store them in their garage and then like, raise the price and resell them. Like try to capitalize off of it.
That is just, I saw that and it's, that's just ridiculous.
But like, then just on their sites, it just says like currently unavailable, like, some stuff you can order and they'll let you know when it's there. But other stuff just says unavailable. Can't get it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a mess. So hopefully,
it's gonna be weird, man. And this is like going into like, I don't know, week 2, week 3. I don't know when all this started.
Yeah, is there a coronavirus tracking update?
There is, dude. So like, I don't really care for Bing. But they have a really awesome, if you go to Bing.com, they have a really good like live tracking, like interactive map of the virus and everything. Like it's really good. Like I've been checking that, to see like how it's spreading in all the different countries and stuff and in the US. And it says how many people have it, how many have been cured from it. Like I guess some people could that's a thing. I guess some people can have it and be carriers of the virus and not even know. They won't even have symptoms. So, like, what a scary thing. Like, you don't even know who to stay away from.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm actually glad you told me about that on Bing, because that's the one thing that I hate about the news. Like, it's telling you that, like right here, I'm on my Fox, whatever it is. It says 381 positive cases, over 6,000 tested negative. It's like all they do is tell you the bad stuff. Like tell us some good numbers about people that have recovered, and I see that on.
Yeah. Well, they tell you about
on
the deaths and how the deaths have multiplied within 24 hours, but they don't tell you like, well, yeah, but this many 100,000 people like are fine now. Like they don't tell you that kind of stuff, but still, like I don't know. I saw that website was really put together well, and it's just like there's some people, dude, that are still in denial about this whole thing. They're not like taking any precautions. They're just going about their normal day and doing what they normally do, but not like even being conscious of other people,
Right.
Like dude, I was in a lane at the store, the checkout, and some dude was like right on top of me almost, and I was like, dude, like, give me some space, man. Like, Jesus.
Yep.
I'm like, how insensitive? Like, even like now, like, but like even like older people like don't get it. They're like, I heard them at the stores, like, why are people taking all the toilet paper? Like, I don't know, dude, but do you want to be the one that doesn't have any? Like, in a couple weeks? Because I don't, like,
Oh man.
I don't understand. And one guy was at the Walgreens, like, oh, seriously, you're still out of toilet paper? And the guy was like, well, yeah, like it's out of here within an hour that we get it, And he's like, well, aren't they making any more? Like, I'm like, what kind of question is that?
That's all we got, dude.
Like,
we ain't getting any more in.
Like, people are in such a panic right now and just buying everything up. It's just so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the other thing too is just like, you don't know, or it could. I don't know. It kind of seems like everyone's gonna get it. It's kind of what it's gonna break down to,
Right? You think eventually everybody's gonna get it, or needs to build a tolerance to it, or something.
Right.
Or like, it's just so weird that like some people just like can have it and just not have any symptoms, and like other people, have to be on respirators. Or like one lady in Italy said that it felt like breathing in like broken glass, and it's like, I'm like, does it affect people differently? Like, it's like some people can be just so critical. Like they've locked down like old folks' homes and stuff. Like they had no visitors. People are starting to like lock down, businesses are shutting down. I saw some local like restaurants too, like this place, the Black Sheep, I like to go in Whitewater. They started doing like takeout only. They started doing delivery. They never offered delivery before, but they're actually doing like free lunch and breakfast to anybody that wants to come pick it up. So I thought that was awesome. But I just worry about like local businesses and stuff. Like I feel like there's a lot of local businesses that even before all this, people didn't really go to anyways. And now there's like this like save local business movement. Save small businesses, go buy their stuff or buy gift cards. I'm like, that's great if it was like a place that like you really liked and that you went to a lot. But let's be honest, there's a lot of places that people didn't go to begin with, and they're probably going to close soon, Like, that's the thing. Like, it affects every business differently too. Because some places can continue to stay open because they either provide that service that people need, or they're just closed because nobody needs that right now, or they're not, they're not thinking about that right now. So I don't know. Hopefully it gets better soon, but I guess we got to prepare for it to get worse. But hopefully that doesn't. Don't really know right now.
Yeah, that's just it. Like you said too, with the business is not closing, but even what is it? Essential businesses are only supposed to be open.
Yeah, but there's people not adhering to that. So like, unless everybody like, okay, yeah, we're gonna not go out as much as possible, just go out for what we need. If everyone adhere to that, that's cool. But not everyone's doing that.
Right.
I mean, I saw a photo of some people that were out, a bunch of people playing a pickup basketball game in the park. Like, gee, thanks, Like, what are you doing? Like, Yeah,
They're doing their part to
I don't
help.
understand. I don't know. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, hopefully it gets better. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna stay in as much as I can and run out when I need to. I guess.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunately that's about all you can do. Like I said, I don't think I'm doing a lot different, than I normally would.
Yeah.
Like I said, go to work, do my thing, and come home and do my thing
I
here.
worry about people too a lot because like I like to just stay home. Like I don't like
Hmm.
to go anywhere. I don't even go to. Well, I had stopped going to wrestling too.
Right.
For like last couple months, but I like to just stay home and I not go to places. I don't like to go to parties and stuff like that. I'm not out like on the weekends or anything, like unless I'm forced to go somewhere. But like I like to just chill out. So like for me, it's kind of like no big deal. Probably for you the same. Like it's just like
Hmm.
a normal weekend or normal week. Um, but I bet people are just going nuts though. You know, like
Yeah.
people that are used to just like going out every weekend or needing to go somewhere at night or like to the gym every day or like stuff like that. Um, or like I mean, there's people that think about people that like have like a day job and like a night job or like a weekend job, like they can't do that stuff anymore. It's just like changing
Mm.
up their whole like flow of their week, and just trying
Right.
to adapt to not going anywhere. That's got to just be. I bet that just drives some people crazy.
Hmm. Well, yeah, too, and then like St. Patty's was what last week or whenever.
Oh, but there were still people
You
out,
know.
dude. There were people out celebrating, and like still going to
Right.
bars. Then they had to shut down all the bars.
Yep.
People were still out partying.
It ain't good.
It's not good, but all we can do is, I guess, hope that it gets better.
Fingers crossed.
We'll end it there. Fingers are definitely crossed.